Welcome to this reading comprehension lesson. In a moment you will hear a short text, and then 5 questions about it. Listen carefully, because every answer is hidden somewhere in the text. The text is called Urban Beekeeping. In recent years, cities around the world have witnessed a surprising trend, the rise of urban beekeeping. Rooftops, balconies, and community gardens are increasingly home to beehives, as city dwellers seek to support declining bee populations while producing their own honey. Advocates argue that cities can actually offer bees a more diverse diet than rural monoculture farms, where a single crop dominates the landscape for miles. Urban environments, by contrast, often contain a wide variety of flowering plants, from public parks to private gardens, providing bees with a richer range of pollen. However, the trend is not without its critics. Some ecologists warn that an excessive concentration of honeybee hives in urban areas could actually outcompete wild, native pollinators for limited floral resources, potentially harming local biodiversity rather than helping it. As with many environmental interventions, the situation appears to be more nuanced than either side initially assumed. That was the text. Now here are the 5 questions. Here's a question. What has driven the rise of urban beekeeping, according to the text? A. A decline in the cost of honey. B. A shortage of rural farmland. C. Government subsidies for beekeepers. D. A desire to support bee populations and produce honey. The correct answer is D. A desire to support bee populations and produce honey. The text says city dwellers seek to support declining bee populations while producing their own honey. Here's a question. Why do advocates believe cities can benefit bees more than rural farms? A. Cities offer a more diverse diet due to varied plant life. B. Cities have fewer predators. C. Cities have a warmer climate. D. Cities have less pollution than farms. The correct answer is A. Cities offer a more diverse diet due to varied plant life. The text explains urban areas often contain a wide variety of flowering plants, providing bees with a richer range of pollen. Here's a question. What is a monoculture farm as implied by the text? A. A farm growing many different crops. B. A farm dominated by a single crop. C. A farm with no crops at all. D. An organic farm. The correct answer is B. A farm dominated by a single crop. The text contrasts cities with rural monoculture farms, where a single crop dominates the landscape. Here's a question. What concern do some ecologists raise about urban beekeeping? A. It could increase the price of honey. B. It could attract dangerous predators. C. It might outcompete wild pollinators for resources. D. It requires too much government regulation. The correct answer is C. It might outcompete wild pollinators for resources. The text states hives could actually outcompete wild, native pollinators for limited floral resources. Here's a question. What is the overall message of the final sentence of the text? A. Urban beekeeping is entirely beneficial. B. Urban beekeeping is entirely harmful. C. The debate has been fully resolved. D. The issue is more complex than either side assumed. The correct answer is D. The issue is more complex than either side assumed. The text ends by saying the situation appears to be more nuanced than either side initially assumed. That is the end of this lesson. You read one text and answered 5 questions about urban beekeeping. In the next lesson we will read a new text and practice again.